In this section, we're going to look at how to get started with your eCraft. First of all, I'm going to show you how to assemble the machine. When you take the pieces out of the box, it's actually a really simple process to assemble them together. First of all, you're going to take your eCraft machine and you're going to remove the 2 screws on either side of these 2 protruding metal bars, because this is where you will attach your paper tray. Once you've removed the screws, take your paper tray and slide it over those 2 metal bars. It slots into place really easily. There are then 2 small holes at either side where you're going to pop back in the screws you removed before you slot it on the paper tray. Once you've attached the paper tray, take your paper positioner and pop it into the paper tray flat. With the eCraft, you get the facility to feed paper or vinyl from a roll attachment. To put this in position, take the 2 metal pegs from the box and pop them into the holes on the side of the paper tray. Push them into place. You're then going to take the roll and the 2 ends, pop these on to either side, and you would have your paper or vinyl here, and then simply rest that in the slots. You will then be able to feed paper or vinyl of any length through the eCraft machine. Now we're going to look at how to attach the eCraft to the power supply. Take the power cable. I've already attached it to the power, and simply insert it into the location at the side of the machine. You would then simply press on/off for the power to the machine. At the back of the machine there is a small drawer where you will find the Fundamentals 1 cartridge, which is a cartridge that comes free with the machine, 4 spare blades for you to cut with, a replacement black pen, and some tweezers which will help you take out old blades and insert the new blades. With the eCraft, you have the facility to feed paper in from 3 different places. You can feed it in from the roll at the back of the machine, paper or sticky back vinyl, and cut images any length by 12 inches wide. You can also feed paper or card in from the tray at the back of the machine. The tray will take between 1 and 50 sheets of 12 by 12 inches. It will take A4 and US letter size. If you want to use A4 or US letter size, we need to position this paper positioner in the tray by simply slotting it in to the little holes there, which will give you the perfect position for your A4 paper or card, or if you move it along, your US letter size. You can also feed it from the front of the machine if we're just cutting a couple of images and we don't need to stack the paper. What I'd like to do is just talk to you about the control panel of the eCraft. You've got a number of buttons here which allow you to select different options. At the front of the machine, you've got your mode and back button, which allows you to choose your cutting options and take you back a step if you'd like to go back. You've got a reset button, which will reset the eCraft back to its original settings. And you've also got the on/off button. The eCraft's already turned on, so we don't need to press this. You've then got 2 panels where you've got 4 arrows here to navigate the cutting head and feed your paper in and out of the machine. You've also got the cut button, which will do exactly as it says and ask the eCraft to cut. Here you've got the selection panel where you will choose the options for setting the machine up and also for scrolling through all of the designs on the SD card. So to continue, what I'd like to do is to show you the functionality of the cutting head. The cutting head moves along the cutting path of the machine by simply using the left and right arrows. To view how the cutting head actually works, simply pull out this button and lift up the cutting head. What you've got is the blade and the pen side by side. The blade is actually hidden below this little grey cap. To look at the blade or to change the blade, remove the grey cap, which allows you to see the blade in here. Take your tweezers from the little tray which is held at the back of the machine. Take a hold of the blade and pull and remove from the housing. Dispose of that blade very carefully. Take a new blade, again from the casing in the little drawer. Remove the protective red cover. Take a hold of the blade in your tweezers and pop it in to the housing. It's magnetic, so it will pull the blade away from you to ensure that you get the perfect position every time. Cover the blade with the grey housing and you're ready to begin cutting. While we're here, I'd actually like to show you how to remove the pen should you want to change it because it's run out, or actually use a different colour. To change the pen, simply pull away and it will remove from the housing. Take your new colour or replacement pen and pop it in, and then you're ready to cut and draw again. Close the head and give it a gentle push so it locks into place and you're ready to cut and draw. There is a dial on top of the cutting head which allows you to increase and decrease the pressure you will be cutting at. The pressure will be governed by the thickness of the material you're cutting. So the thinner material, the less the pressure you need. So if you're cutting vellum or a very thin decorative paper, reduce the pressure. If you're cutting a much thicker material or a heavier weight card, use the dial and increase the pressure to the maximum setting, number 8. When you're cutting with the cutting head, you'll be able to see a successful cut by this blue light flashing, but that's all explained for you in the cutting section. What I'd like to do now is insert the SD card and then show you how you can set up the machine to perform a basic cut. Simply go to the back of the machine where the little drawer is that we've already looked at, remove the little drawer and you'll be able to see that your SD card is in the little plastic holding. Simply remove it, pop it into the little slot and push till it clicks. Your eCraft will know now that the cartridge has been inserted, ready to use. Finally, I'm going to show you how to attach your eCraft to your computer. Take the USB cable, which comes with the eCraft, and simply pop the USB cable into the USB slot on the side of the machine. With the other end of the USB cable, simply locate a USB slot on your computer and pop the other end in there. Then all you need to do is access eCraft Central on your computer and follow the simple on-screen instructions to download and install eCraft Shop Pro for your eCraft machine.